Bam. Found one that liked it. Keep my boat off the dock. Come on. Come on. I can do this. Gotcha. He could have been bit right here. He about 9 3/4. This is the Remelt from Limeade. Yep. And the only thing I did difference to, if y'all can see the bigger flake, I wanted to change it a little bit. I threw silver, gold, and blue flake in it, 035. So you see the bigger pieces. By itself, yeah, I looked at it and I went, nah, it's just there. It needs a little bit of something. So this is just a test with it. We can come back the next time we melt the limeade, do something different with it. But I didn't do a whole bunch at one time. I think I done a cup, and I made like I didn't make many, guys. I think I shot the mold twice. I made 48 of them. So I put some in giveaway bags. If I catch fish with them today, when y'all win on the Port of Catch on Sunday, you might get some of these in your giveaway. If you're from an area like the south, I'm gonna give them to you. If you're from north, I've been giving guys clear watercolors. Because I know your water up there is not as nasty as it is, has that color to it. South, we have a lot of colors of water. Over here, it's by 3-foot visibility. And I go down the lake to clear up, but I know y'all guys, and not all the water in Alabama, some in Alabama, especially the coastal Alabama. I just talked to a boy from Louisiana today. He's here working, actually. He was here working on the high-speed internet. And I said, what kind of colors you like? He's all June bug, black and chartreuse. I said, because you're fishing nasty water. Yeah, the water's kind of got a darkness to it. And I said, okay. I said, he was coastal Louisiana, I think he said. So trying to send you stuff that hopefully will match the watercolor you have. And I think I'm doing a pretty good job of it, because some of y'all are commenting back that you really like what you got in your winning package. Bam. Come here. I ain't scared to throw a fish in the boat on 2-pound test. I said this in the last video. I'm on my second video this morning, guys. I said this in the last video. I was watching a video yesterday. A guy was fishing. I don't know where he was at. What state he was in. I just watched some of it. And I'm just watching people I never watched before. I just go in looking for anything. I'm actually looking for somebody I want to send baits to or comment to and say, hey, you want some of my baits to fish with? And he seemed like a nice guy. I go, what they're fishing, how their style of fishing, what they're talking about, see if I could, and see if it makes sure they don't have sponsors. A lot of guys have sponsors already. Have people giving them baits or they're, whatever. And anyway, he was vertical jigging in 12 foot of water. He was using an 1/8 ounce head, he said, and 14-pound line. And I'm like, why 14-pound line? It didn't seem to be anything around. And he said something about brush piles. I'm going like, okay. But it was working for him. I've never used an 1/8 ounce head. I know guys local here that have. They use them a lot of time when they're fishing 20 foot of water. So they'll use an 1/8 ounce head because they want to get the bait down there fast as they can. And then, vertical jigging, it doesn't matter. You can keep it off the bottom, right? Vertical jigging. But casting, if you're casting out and bringing it back across a brush pile, you're going to hang that thing up fast because you can't control it. It wants to go down at 1/8 ounce. This is a 1/32. 1/32 is my go-to. But second thing, see how I'm skipping back under this dock? I'm using 2-pound test. Way back under there, I use 2 and 4. 4 is usually my average. I like 2 because it casts better. Can you imagine trying to skip this 1/32 ounce jig back under this dock with 14-pound test? Well, I know some of you are already going, well, Dennis, that wouldn't work. That's right. You got to match your line and to what you're doing. So evidently, what he was doing, he thought 14 was his best choice, and it was working for him. So, but I can't imagine that because I got bass rods in this rod box here. I don't think one of them might have 14. I know one of them has 14 on it. One of them's got 14 line I use for swim baits, big swim baits and stuff for bass, and pitching around trees and stuff in the water. 14's about heavy as I go bass fishing. Most of my rods, bait casters have 10 and 12 on them, and my spinning rods have 8 on them. I think I got one spinning rod with 10 on it. I use for shaky heads and stuff, you know, fishing deeper, off points and stuff. So 14-pound test is, in this area, if you're fishing Virginia, in this area, that's heavy line. Most guys use 12 and 14 bass fishing, right? Striper fishing, a lot of guys here only use but 15 or sometimes 20. All right. This one came from clean back at the storage area, and when he hit, he had me hung up for a second. And y'all know I only have 2-pound tests. I just held on. And started reeling, and he came out. So you were surprised. I've caught catfish last year was 8 pounds on 2-pound line. That's a nice fish there, guys. He's 11-inch fish, right at it. He might be 10 7/8. This color's working okay. Y'all see the bigger blue flake? That's why I went to the bigger blue flake. And the gold flake in this lime don't look gold, does it? No, it does right there. I put those big gold flake in there because I wanted to give it a little bit of different look, and so far it's working. And that's another thing somebody asked me a lot about colors. Have I ever made a bait that was no good? Yes, I have. I've made colors, come in and fish with them, and I catch one fish with them, I can't get bit, and I finally just trash them. All right? But these remelt colors so far have been working, and what did I think it is on this bait? This lime color, guys, I know it looks wild, and y'all seeing it. I know when you're looking at it right there, you're going like, wow, Dennis. As you can see, you're probably thinking, somebody's second thing you're thinking is chartreuse. Well, it's mixed with chartreuse, right? It's limeade. It's a lime top, chartreuse bottom. So it's got some chartreuse in it. So it's a lime chartreuse now. It's a brighter lime. And they don't seem to mind it at all. You know, that's what I'm trying to find out. If I'm going to give y'all some, I want to make sure they catch fish first. Bam. All right, come on. They're all running about the same size. Y'all going like, why did I start them over the starboard? I got my Coke sitting down here. I don't want to fish in my Coke. That's why I'm keeping them away from my drink holder. That's a decent fish. I didn't get any coffee this morning, guys. I got up and took off, so I grabbed a Coke. That's what I do a lot when I go to work. So of having coffee in the morning, I just grab a Coke. Sometimes it tastes just as good as coffee. All right. I did have a glass of tea with my, yeah. Bam. Yeah, he's got some shoulders on him, but I don't think he does. Yeah, he's decent. Look, guys, I had a crappie bite me, and I set the hook, got him moving, and nothing happened. So I just quit reeling, and as soon as I started reeling again, this one hit. Some people say, well, they come back. Well, I happened to look down by the time I lost one. I just happened to look at my live scope. You see my live scope, I got to point it back in there just now, because I came around. I was around here casting, I wasn't getting any bit, and I looked, and then I moved. It was right there, they moved. So I came around here and looked, and then now they're back in that corner. Now see, they're moving. Are they moving because of me? This is something I say once in a while. Get some of y'all to comment on it, but nobody ever says anything. I don't think anybody ever comments about it. Oh, bait fell out of his mouth. That's a nice fish right there, guys. He's 10 3/4. When this old bright green color. Like I said, this is just a remelt color, remelt limeade. Don't have a name for them. Most of these remelts, I don't put a name on them unless I decide to put them on the site. Right now, I have not decided to put it on the site. I got too many colors coming on. I do have some new colors coming. This is going to be a giveaway color. Now, I'm testing a giveaway color and taking y'all with me. Now, I already done made my decision. I'm going to give y'all some of them because I'm catching fish on them. As you see, it's no problem. But I happened to look down as I was reeling in, and I'm sitting in an angle like that. I happened to look down, and I seen, look here, they're here in open water now. That's what I'm talking about. See these fish? They're here in front of the dock. They're right there. They're 10 feet from me. I happened to see the fish. I just looked at the scope. I seen the fish coming fast, and bam, I got hit. So I don't think it was the same fish. I think when the fish bit me, as you can see, sometimes 4 or 5 will come with it for a little ways before they go back. They realize something's going on and they go back, because the one you're reeling in, you bring him on, right? And the other ones turn and go back. Well, I think one of those came on after he hit it. Cause I moved him. I started reeling him and moved him a little ways. So I don't think he wanted any more to do with that, probably. But he come off, I went, and I went, oh, I got him. He got it again. I think one of them other crappie grabbed it because I seen the flash on my depth finder. I seen them moving fast. But it's not but a few here, and they're back. They've moved now. They're back in this corner. That's where a live scope helps you. And I was just talking this with somebody else the other day. Why could you not take your side imaging transducer and put it on a pole like this, guys? And you know how you can set your depth finder when the only read's on the right side? Do that, and you can shoot back in there. It'd be almost the same thing, right? It'd show you those fish were there. That's all you're doing with the live scope. Once you go like, yeah, there's fish there, and they're back in that corner. So I usually once I look, I don't pay attention to it. Sometimes I push it the other way. This was my point I was going to ask y'all to comment on. And I got talking about this fish. I want to scroll on y'all. Do you think they can feel that transducer? Why did they move from here to that corner? Now, when I first started, there was a few there. There was a few there. And there was a couple under that pontoon. And it's a couple under that storage area back there. And it's shallow back there, guys. That ain't but 5 foot of water. They're back there because of the shade, right? And the water's the same cool. And look, somebody's going to beat me up. They're going to say the water's cooler up front. Remember last year, I took a temperature probe, my gun with me to work. I was working on a boathouse like this, putting plastic lumber on it. And I shot out here in the open, and I shot in the house, under the boathouse. Same water, same temperature. I heard somebody make this comment the other day on YouTube. Oh, you fish boathouse because the water's cooler. How can that water under there be any cooler than this water out here? The water's moving. I just showed you the currents push me. Boats are coming by. Wake's going changing it. Okay? They're under the docks because of the shade, guys. Now, I shot the gun under there and showed y'all. If there's any, it might be 1 or 2 degrees on the surface because the sun's not hitting it, right? And I took a metal digging bar. Metal will be the same temperature as the water, correct? I put the metal digging bar down in the lake and left it there for about a half an hour. We come back. We shot the handle where it's meeting the water level. The handle was like, let's say 84 degrees. Whatever it was. Whatever the water was, I don't remember. They say I think the water was 82. So that's about what the handle was at the surface. We pulled it out real fast and shot where it was against the bottom, and it was like 2 degrees cooler. It was like 80 or 78, it was cooler right against the bottom because it's in the mud at the bottom of the lake, and this was like an 8 foot of water. So we all know when you go swimming and you walk out in the lake, you can feel the cool water at your feet, right? It feels cooler at your feet, right? So that's why they get under boathouses and they get back there and they get suspended. They find out what's comfortable to them, and that's where they're going to be. They're going to be where the water's comfortable and where they're out of the sunlight, where it's dark as can be. They like being in the dark. All right, guys, they clean back in there. I done made about 3 casts where I caught this one. I've got to get way back in there. If I don't get clean back in there about that 3rd post, that's where they're hiding. See right here? So it's 15. They're at 32. That's a good job, buddy. You went back on your own. They're at 32 feet. Front of the dock's 15. So, yep. Yeah, what's that? 15 plus, they're at 30. Yep. So it puts them about 15 feet back there. So you got to get way back in there. And what I'm doing is skipping it back there, getting the little line so it falls. If you don't give your line, your base will swing towards you. And I want to fall straight down where they are. I have enough trouble getting back to where they're at. So I don't want to swing away from them. I want to fall down in them, right? Fall down close to them. That's why I give it line. So I didn't get it far enough. Yeah, one of them hit me though. One of them come running out from somewhere. So there's always, when you look back and see that school right there, so I got to point it back there now. So that's in the middle. That's not the same ones I threw out. So I'm saying it's a couple schools here. That school right there is we're at 16 feet. They're 10. They're about 11 feet. They're back in there. That's about where they are. Like I said, that's where Alaska does help you. Oops. It helps you spot the fish. Helps you find the fish. Don't make the fish bite. It's not telling them, hey guys, here comes a bait after you got to bite it. All it does is show you where they're at, right? I had somebody comment that the other day and went, well, that's cheating. Well, all it does is show you where they're at. If you're using a down imaging, it's doing the same thing. If you're looking under the boat, again, that's what I just said. Why couldn't you put the down imaging on your pole, if that's all you got, guys, and point it and shoot it out that way instead of shooting it down? Will that work? I don't know. I thought about that the other day. Actually, a friend and I was talking about that. He said, why couldn't you take your side finder and put it on a pole and put it on one where you only look to the right or something and look under there. I said, well, you could, because on the back of your boat and the boat traveling, you just wouldn't be any difference. You just have it on a pole. There you go, guys. All right, guys, I'm going to end this here because I done done so much talking to y'all. But Mike gave y'all an idea because him and I was talking about that. If you put it on a pole and put your transducer for your side imaging on there, so instead of being on the back of your boat looking out to the right, you'd be up here. That way you can control it. Because if you done this, that'd be like turning your boat and you're still looking to the right. Because that's all you're doing with live scope is just looking around. And it is live and see the fish moving. But that part helps you at times. The best thing helps you about live scope is finding the fish. You can check a dock like this and find fish. Sure, you can do that too. You can do that too with your side imaging, right? Here's what these fish are eating a lot of right now. Y'all know what that is? That's a mayfly. They're all up in here. If y'all can see them, they're all over the side of that boat. They're hatching here. That's what a lot of the crappie and the sun perch are. They're just filling themselves up on those right now. The cricket does not skip good. If it was, I could throw that cricket back and they'd eat it up. But I bet you, and I'll do this, guys. I bet you I could come out here at night or right about dark, last hour or so of dark, and pitch that cricket around the edge of this dock and catch plenty of crappie because they think they're getting mayflies, wouldn't they? See, these fish are breaking here. I hear them breaking around me this morning, and that's what they're doing. They're sunfish, and so there's two right there. They're sunfish, and they're after those mayflies. All right, guys, fishing lake country. My name's Dennis. There's a new color for you. Some of y'all are going to get some of those. You're going to win some of them, that's for sure. You know, somebody asked me about putting them on the site. It's too much trouble to put them on the site. My son and I talked about it the other day. I don't know if I could come up with a way that y'all could pay me. I could make y'all some bags of the remelts like that and put you a mixture of a little bit of everything in it. Maybe put you 50 baits together for a price, but I'd have to come up with a way y'all can pay me on the site. We don't have a way to do it right now. To do that, it's a lot of trouble to set it up and change it. That site takes time to change prices and put baits on there. But maybe we can come up with something for that, and I can start selling some of these remelts to y'all, and just sell some to you at a reduced price. So I don't know. We'll see. My name's Dennis, Fishing Lake Country. See ya.